More dollars are being spent on college football rosters in 2025 than ever before. That's why I got On3's Pete Nakos here to talk about what's going on, not just with NIL, but college football rosters in general are exploding. So we're going to break it all down. But before we get into it, you guys, Pete, Tom, we're going to hit subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel, the best recruiting channel on all of YouTube. All right, Pete, we've heard the numbers in the past, and they seem like they've been high. Yep. So are teams really spending more now than ever?
Yeah, no, teams are definitely spending more than they ever had before, and it's a mix of the revenue sharing that's coming that won't start until this summer, but schools are starting to use those dollars now to win in the portal, and then you also have these collectives who are trying to front load and invest in rosters right now because as part of that House versus NCAA settlement that's going to start revenue sharing, there's going to be some new regulations that could make it tougher for some of these donor-led organizations to pay athletes. So why wait to see what happens instead of just investing in rosters right this second?
So does revenue share mean hard cap? Or is there going to be some sort of, for lack of a better term, salary cap in college football?
So in 2025, schools can only share up to $20.5 million with their athletes, but that doesn't mean that athletes can't still sign the lucrative brand deals that we see with the Powerades and Gatorades and the shoe brands and things like that. And that also doesn't mean that donor deals, right, what the main percentage of dollars flowing in NIL right now from the collectives, those aren't going to go away. The settlement's going to try to curb that, but I don't think we're really going to have an answer on that one way or the other. But Josh, you and I know it most. Everyone on On3 knows it as we cover recruiting and college football. Dollars have become imperative to winning and retaining and attracting talent in college football. Yeah. And I don't think any of that is going away anytime soon.
Especially with Ohio State doing what they did, right? Because we've talked so much in the summer and the preseason about Ohio State has the highest roster, close to $20 million. And it looked like they were maybe going to, underproduce for what they were spending, but fast forward, here they are in the national championship game, and it looks like they are, getting their money's worth. So when we talk about the quarterback position, how is revenue sharing going to impact that? Because we saw last year Cam Ward, $1.52 million. That kind of set the market. This year, Carson Beck, $3 million or more. What's going to happen when revenue sharing? Is it going to kind of put the brakes on that, or is the quarterback position just going to explode? Inside Scoop listeners, we're talking Prize Picks, and you guys know I love my Prize Picks, and now we got the national championship coming up for college football. NFL football is entering playoff season, so it's a great time to up your game. Lines are becoming available as we speak for Ohio State and Notre Dame next week. Let me know who you're playing. Will Howard, Jeremiah Smith, Riley Leonard. Let me know who you got. Now, you guys know all about Prize Picks. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay. That's what makes Prize Picks the #1 fantasy sports app. Prize Picks now offers Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits right into your account. It's the most fun and easy way to make a little money during the football season. So here's what we're going to do. Go to prizepicks.com/inside scoop, and you're going to receive a guaranteed $50 once you play $5 in lineups. So get this, you play $5 in lineups. Whether you win or lose that, you're going to have $50 in your account afterward. And all you got to do is go to prizepicks.com/inside scoop. So let's do it. Let's make some money as the football season winds down. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
I don't think it goes up significantly more of where we are right now, but multiple quarterbacks in this year's transfer portal cycle are going to get more than $3 million per year in 2025, and that includes Carson Beck, that includes Darian Mensah, the Tulane quarterback who transferred to Duke. John Mateer's deal with Oklahoma is in that ballpark as well. So yeah, I think the quarterback position, to no surprise, remains the most highly valuable position in college football, just like the NFL, and the dollars are showing it.
All right, so last season, off season, we talked a lot about Oregon. We talked a lot about Ohio State, obviously Miami with the Cam Ward deal. But who's emerged as the big spenders this offseason?
So it's funny. So Ohio State and Oregon and Miami have all done good work in the portal. Oregon may have pound for pound the best portal cycle in the class. Steve Wilfong wrote about that yesterday for On3. But there's been an emergence of some spenders who maybe have not been the biggest spenders in the last 4 years who have really come out strong. Auburn went all out. They obviously added Jackson Arnold. They built up that wide receiver room some more. And then LSU, after losing out on Bryce Underwood, they kind of went off in the portal, had a really good class, in my opinion. But, the biggest spender of them all in this portal cycle, Josh, has been Texas Tech. The Red Raiders have now built a roster that's going to be expected to contend for a Big 12 title in 2025. I don't have the exact number of what they spent on their roster this portal cycle, but as I told you last week, I'm confident that it's in the $5 million ballpark. And that's just from the portal, and I don't think they're done yet either.
Wow. So, who's to say whether it's worth it or not? We'll have to wait and see how the next 2025 season plays out. When revenue sharing comes in, does that mean the fans are off the hook? Like, are collectives no longer going to be utilized to pay recruits? Are fans going to get to hold on to their money and the colleges or is that not going anywhere?
So I think what we're starting to see across college sports right now is you're seeing all these like fan donor-led collectives are making some interesting decisions. The collective at Colorado shut down earlier this week. On the flip side, though, you still have a ton of collectives in the SEC that are still operating business as usual. I think the lift on the everyday fan is going to go away compared to what we've seen. I still think, though, that the top donors and boosters are going to be expected to or asked, I should say, to donate. And whether that be to a collective or a school, all the money's going to the athletes one way or the other.
Eventually, it's going to end up in the athlete's hand. If a collective goes away, that doesn't mean a recruit or a player on the roster could still sign a brand deal without a collective, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, athletes have agents and everything. Yeah. I mean, that's for especially the top players in the sport right now. That's all going through agents.
All right. So when the revenue sharing begins, what is the expected number? What are teams going to be able to spend on a roster? Has that been talked about at all?
Yeah. So that 20.5 number we talked about earlier, that is like the total a school can share with all athletes across the athletic department in the 2025 year. And then there's an escalator, so it will rise every year. It's based off projections and stuff from the year before, but. So you look at the 20.5, roughly 15 to 17 million for like a Big Ten, SEC, Power 4 school. They're expected to spend 15 to 17 million on football.
All right. Big changes coming to the way NIL is dealt with. And you guys let us know. How do you feel about revenue sharing? Do you think this is the right way to go for college football? Let us know. Comment section below.